You're pathetic.
I'm pathetic?
Yeah, you're pathetic, sweetie. Jason doesn't want you, Elizabeth. If he did, he wouldn't have got up and left your dinky little whatever you call that studio and made a beeline for his penthouse the minute he could walk.
You know what, I realize this is going to be difficult for you to wrap your selfish little mind around. But I'm actually glad that Jason's well enough to be on his own.
Oh, my God. How does he even stand, you little mealy-mouthed girls? Anyway, why don't you cut to the chase, okay?
Fine. What's your problem?
You are my problem. I want you gone. Go back to wherever it is you came from and leave Jason the hell alone. He does not want you. Do you understand? That's why he got up and left. So back off.
You walk straight back to you, Carly? I don't think so. That's your problem. You can't stand the fact that Jason trusts me, that he let me help him and sent you away. I realize you think you're this force of nature and everybody should just get out of your way and let you take whatever you want. But I'm not scared of you. And I'll see Jason whenever I want. So back the hell off.
Am I supposed to ask why you're really here? Because whatever it is, I don't care.
Friendships are weird, aren't they? You see people you know and you think that they're really tight, but then they just...
But what, Carly? I'm busy.
Your friend Jason's back in town? Didn't even bother to get in touch with you?
And what makes you think that? As a matter of fact, Jason tracked me down last night. It was so good to see him. You know, he's doing
I'm gonna
quite
make this
well.
really clear, okay? One time, very short. Stay away from Jason or I will rip your hair out by the roots and give you something to cry about. Comprende?
Comprende? What's that supposed to mean? That I understand you? Why bother?
Stay away from Jason.
I'll see Jason whenever I feel like it.
That'd be a real big mistake, little girl.
You know what? I am sick and tired of people telling me who to care about. You don't like my relationship with Jason? Take it up with him.
Oh, I will. Along with a bunch of other stuff.
What is that supposed to make me nervous or something?
Oh, I think he might be interested in the fact that 5 seconds after he left town, you went on to Sonny and tried to be, you know, the weeping martyr on his shoulder.
Oh, whatever.
Lucky's not enough for you, huh? It's sad. Guy came back from the dead. And what do you want? I mean, you should at least try to, you know, pretend that you care instead of chasing after every guy in town.
You mean Sonny and Jason, the men you have claimed for yourself, not that they've claimed you back.
So you're admitting that you're after Sonny, too?
You know, I don't expect you to understand about friendships because we both know you don't have any, but try to follow along. Sonny and I are just friends. Jason, none of your business. You know, you had a real chance with Jason, but you blew it by crawling in bed with his best friend.
You know what? I'd watch that mouth if I were you. It may take your skinny little butt places you can't get out of.
Bring it on, Carly. Anytime.
My mistake. I guess Jason's not beating down a path to your door, is he?
Actually, I was just with him a few minutes ago.
So where is he? Oh, come on. You know Jason. He's not real big on telling anyone where he's going next. Okay, you know what? I need to find Jason, so if he said anything to you, you need to tell me right now.
It was a private conversation.
Oh, really? I bet I can repeat it verbatim. Oh, Jason, I'm so glad you're back now, because now I can follow you around and tease you and play you off against Lucky. Yeah, you know what? You'll never have the guts to go after what you want because underneath you're really afraid of Jason. He's a bit too dangerous for a sappy little girl like you.
Obviously, it still bothers you that Jason and I are close. That's why you can't stand me so much, isn't it?
Oh, no, there's 1,000 other reasons.
Maybe, but none of them count like this one does.
Why are you looking for Jason anyway?
Are you hoping he'll bail you out of your latest disaster? That's it, isn't it? You screwed up, and you want Jason to save you. Why should he?
Hey, you know what? You will never understand what Jason and I have. Now tell me where he is before I smack your little whiny face. Try it.
Wait, hey. Leave her alone. Hey, what the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing. Why would you automatically assume that this is my fault? Maybe because you were attacking me like you were some kind of lunatic? Oh, honey, you will know when I attack you.
Hey, why are you going after Elizabeth?
Because she deserves it. Anyway, what are you, her protector? Miss Goody Two-Shoes protector all of a sudden?
Carly, just back off, okay? You were out of line?
No.
Just because you helped Jason,
I saved his life.
That's what you do for a living. It doesn't mean that you share some big, deep connection.
That's right. We had that before you came into the picture.
Really? Did you have that before you showed up at his doorstep for meaningless sex that night?
Oh, no, you don't get to decide what that night meant for us. Especially given what you were doing at the time. You know, Jason and I share a long history, whether you like it or not, and I care about him, and it concerns me that he continues to put his life on the line to save you from your own bad judgment.
No, Rick framed me. He set me up to get to Jason.
Well, then, if you knew that, why couldn't you just sit in jail for a couple more days and actually give Jason a chance to prove that you had been framed? No, instead you had to escape, which made Jason come after you, and now you're both targets. You know how dangerous Rick is, and yet you
Well,
played
at least
right
I
into his
didn't marry
hands.
him.
Well, I never said I didn't make mistakes. I just don't expect Jason to risk his life to clean them up.
Elizabeth?
Yes?
I've been walking around the building trying to decide if I really want to get into this with you.
Into what?
Say nothing. I'm talking now. As I was saying, I was walking around the building trying to decide if I wanted to get into this, and you know what? I just can't hide my feelings the way you do.
Oh, what are you talking about?
You left this behind when you were in my home tonight, which happens to be a little too often for my taste. But that's another conversation. Right now, you can answer maybe 2 questions. What do you want with Jason this time? Or do I already know?
Thank you for returning my scarf.
Not until you answer the question. What do you want with Jason this time, or do I already know?
Look, Jason and I are just friends. Yes, I stopped by his house, but you have nothing to be upset about.
I have nothing to be upset about. Am I supposed to just ignore the fact that you slept with him?
Okay, look, do whatever you want, so I'm gonna have to get back to work. Can I have my scarf?
Once you've been with a guy who's not your guy, it is just wrong to keep showing up on his doorstep. From now on, leave Jason alone.
Nothing to argue about. Now, may I have my scarf, please?
Not until you tell me you're gonna stay away from Jason.
No. Jason and I have been friends long before you came into Port Charles, so I'm not gonna end a friendship.
Friends,
just
it's
because
not
your
a
chance agreed to
friendship
deal
when
with
you're
it.
married to a man and you sleep with another man.
I'm not gonna discuss my
It's not
personal
a
life
friendship
with
when
you.
you're pregnant with your husband's baby, but you want Jason to keep saving
Would
you.
you be happy if you just let me freeze to
It's
death?
not a friendship when you manipulate somebody into taking care of your kids.
You don't approve of how he spends his time, then talk to him.
Oh, that's
Not
right. I forgot. You are blameless, as always.
Okay.
You know what? I don't buy your innocent routine for a second.
I have to get back to work. Thanks.
You know what I think? I think that you are trying to figure out a way to bail on Lucky, go back to Jason, and be the angel of Port Charles.
Thank you.
All right, I guess this is where you yell at me for picking on Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Spencer risked her career to break you out of this hospital. Do you know why she did that? Because Jason Morgan asked her to. I let him drag me out in front of a bunch of trigger-happy cops to help you get away. Do you know why I did that? Because Jason Morgan asked me to. You need to show some respect. And you need to be grateful that Elizabeth is Jason's friend, because we all helped you when you needed it.
Well, then you obviously didn't hear a word he said, because there was only a chance that Jason is the father of this baby.
Yeah, a chance, but you're hoping and praying that he is, because that would pretty much solve everything for you, wouldn't it?
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Jason could come in and clean up the mess that Lucky made of your life.
Okay, I went to Jason as a friend. My marriage was already falling apart. I just needed somebody to talk to.
Well, maybe if you would have talked to your husband a little bit more, you wouldn't be in this mess.
Oh, no, don't you dare put this off on me. You destroyed anything you had with Jason the second you slept with Rick.
And you took the first opportunity you could to jump into bed with Jason.
I didn't plan it.
But you sure as hell didn't hesitate. You wanted it. And if you would have hesitated for a second, you wouldn't be in this mess.
And I certainly don't regret anything that happened. I mean, why would I? Lucky and I were all but over. The two of you weren't together. There was nothing wrong with what we did. Can you say the same for you and Rick? I mean, what kind of person sleeps with their mother's
You know what?
husband?
I swear to God, if you were not pregnant...
Stop! Both of you.
I've been going back over the time since Jake was born. Even before. How Jason was so attentive to you. Played the hero. He's known for a long time, hasn't he?
What does any of this have to do with you?
Besides the fact you used a baby to get your hooks into my best friend.
If you're upset because Jason didn't confide in you, it's because he couldn't. He wanted to keep this a secret.
Jason wanted to keep this a secret.
You know, we didn't plan any of this, Carly. He'd ended things with Sam. My marriage was falling apart.
Did you ask yourself why? Did you see this as a crisis? No, you saw it as a golden opportunity. You ran to Jason's bed so fast, you left a vapor trail. You took advantage of his kindness and his generosity.
Oh, please, you treat Jason like his life is open 24/7 for your
You
convenience.
can't stand that we're so
As if
close.
he has nothing better to do than deal with your petty differences.
I will make... You got pregnant on purpose, you hypocritical little slut.
If that's what you need to believe to accept the
Then you're all wishy-washy and scared about Jason's life.
Jason and I will have something you never will. We made a miracle.
You made a baby. Any bitch in heat could do that.
No, I gave Jason the son he's always wanted.
Yeah. You didn't want to tarnish your image as the angelical mother of two. The Cameron and... Jacob Martin. Wow. You are pathetic. You were just like a pathetic high school girl writing her guy's initials all over her notebook. You gave the baby Jason's initials?
She's gonna make my life a living hell. And Jason's too, but that's what you wanted, isn't it? And unfortunately, Jake is the one that's gonna pay for all this. So really, you're the one who's gotten away with murder here.
No, really, the truth was gonna come out eventually.
Yeah, when Jason and I decided, but you took that choice out of our hands. And what do you have to lose for shooting off your big...
Nothing, Elizabeth. I have nothing left to lose.
You have Lucky. But I'm sure you have 1,000,001 tricks to make him feel sorry for you, to forgive you. Unless he were to find out what a cold-blooded bitch you really are, and that you really don't give a damn about Jake.
Come on, that is not true.
Oh, come on, you stood there and watched Jake get kidnapped by a mentally unstable woman and hired 2 men to threaten us with guns in the
You
park.
were never in any danger.
You just wanted to be the hero. You wanted to drive home to Jason that he's a danger to his son and that he shouldn't be around us. Of course, that's when you were still trying to get back with him.
Right, he knows all this. It's all out in the open, so...
Now, I wonder what's gonna happen when Carly goes running to him with all of this.
No, look, this is none of Carly's damn business.
Oh, I doubt she would see it that way. If I told her what you've done to Jason's son.
You may have already lost Lucky over this, and if you tell him, yeah, I will.
And if I don't, I'll be letting him live a lie.
Do you know, I hate what I did even more than you do.
I doubt that.
You doubt that? Do you understand? Do you have any idea how twisted up I was about Jason, about that baby?
Are you trying to make me feel sorry
No,
for
I'm
you?
trying to make you understand, even if Jason won't.
Oh, no, he understood. It's one of the reasons why he didn't want the truth to come out. Because even though the two of you weren't together, he didn't want to see you hurt.
Great. Just like you didn't want to see Lucky hurt.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you'd be hurting him if you told him all the terrible things that I've done.
Oh, please. I see where this is going.
I know you probably don't want to hear this. I mean, I wouldn't. But Lucky is actually really happy with me. And I think that how this whole lie got started was to protect him. So he didn't go back to drinking and drugs again. How much do you think he can take before he starts using again?
My God. You'd say anything to get me to keep my mouth shut. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that you tried to turn this around and lay a guilt trip on me after everything you've done.
No, I'm trying to keep Lucky from being hurt.
Oh, well, then maybe I would be doing him a favor by telling him the truth. Letting him see what kind of woman he's gotten himself involved with.
Isn't it enough that I'm gonna pay?
Oh, but you haven't.
Oh, I haven't. I pay every single time I see that little boy. I pay every time I see Jason. I have to live with what I've done for the rest of my life. And even if you never tell anybody, people take their cue from you and Jason and Sonny, and I will be treated like the garbage of this town. Isn't that enough? I don't know. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to go home and love my children. And maybe I won't have to do anything to you at all. Maybe I'll just let Carly do it for me.
If you're looking for someone to watch the kids, I don't know, I'm sure Lucky would bring them over to my place.
There's no way in hell I'm letting you anywhere near my children.
You always say that like you've had immaculate conceptions. Boy, do we know that's not true.
If you've come here to harass me, you can leave now.
Look, I know you think that the whole world revolves around you, but I did come here to support my cousin because he has tests being run. Sorry. They are Lucky's kids, too. At least that's what you want the rest of the world to think, right?
Well, you can see him whenever he wants, except when he's with you.
Well, that might be a problem because Lucky and I do enjoy each other's company a lot, actually.
Then I guess he's gonna have to choose his boys or a lion slut.
I already fed and changed him. He was just eating a snack.
Just go.
I told Lucky I would stay.
I'm sure you told Lucky a lot of things to weasel your way into his life and get back at me and Jason.
You know what, Elizabeth? Not everything is about you and Jason.
Or it is where you're concerned. Because you are so full of anger and spite, you will do anything to get back at us. It's a shame Lucky's too blind to see it. He can do whatever he wants with his own life, but to leave my son alone with you chills me to the bone.
With me, I would never do anything to hurt Jake.
Really? I mean, really, Sam? I mean, is that why you stood there and watched Jake get kidnapped? Is that why you hired 2 armed thugs to harass
Come on, that
us?
was before.
Before what? Before you realized that you could get your hooks into Lucky? And before you could keep this whole game of revenge?
Elizabeth, what's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing. You need to go.
No, I don't think so. You look very pale. You don't have to do this. Lucky called Audrey. She's on her way over. She's gonna watch Jake for the night. Why don't you lay down and I will wait until she gets here.
We're not gonna spend another second with my son. You need to make plans to break things off with Lucky. Or I'm gonna tell him what a conniving bitch you really are.
I don't doubt that I deserve that. What I did to those boys was unforgivable.
Well, then we agree on something. Now stay out of their lives and mine.
I would, and I care about those kids. I care about what's best for them, and I think that it might be best for all of us to start working together. I'm asking you to maybe let go of the past, to maybe start thinking about letting me be a part of the kids' lives.
If you think I will ever let you be alone with my children again after what you did, you are out of your mind. You're not going near Jason's son, near either of my children, ever.
What am I supposed to say? What I'm supposed to say, sorry, Lucky, I can't be alone with your kids, but don't ask me to explain why? How am I supposed to share my life with him? I'm not. I guess that's the point.
Because I can't trust you.
Or maybe because you can't be with Jason. Because you can't stand the fact that I could actually find some happiness. You know what, Elizabeth? You would actually be punishing Lucky, too. All because I was so desperate to hold on to Jason, because I was out of my mind with jealousy that you had given him the one thing I couldn't. I had a lapse.
A lapse?
Yes, a lapse. I did a terrible thing. I was at bottom. I actually have a chance with a decent guy right now, so I am begging you to let this go. Let Lucky get on with his life so he can actually have somebody that treats him decent.
Oh, you mean lie to him? Because that's what you've been doing all along.
Okay, that's fair enough. I know this all started out as a way to get back at you and Jason, but something happened, something changed between Lucky and I, something I cannot explain, but...
You're able to keep him from seeing what you really are. Do you really believe that I could ever trust you again with my children after what you did?
It must be nice knowing that whatever you say, people will just accept it. No one will ever wonder if there's more to the story.
If you're suggesting that this is in some way my fault...
No, you're just going along, living your life, and terrible people inflict themselves on you. Rick, Lucky, me. And you suffer beautifully, but ultimately, in the end, you emerge untarnished. The town saint.
I am raising 2 kids by myself, Sam. And when I am not working, my days consist of doing laundry, changing diapers, and cleaning up puke. Not to mention the fact that Cameron's best friend taught him it was really cool to play with matches, and he almost burnt down the house with Jake in it. You think I planned all this to retain my title as town saint? Guess again.
Elizabeth, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna stay here until my leg heals, and then I'm gonna go home to my saintly duties.
Come on, you know what I mean.
What am I gonna do about you?
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, nothing has changed.